Hi, Brandon Hardison, President of Champion Strategies, with our ongoing series of public speaking. We're going to pick it up where we left off on the last video, talking about things that will make your audience gleam that they came to your event. So, the third thing I would like to get you in on is what we call fillers. And you've heard them before, like, um, you know, Uh, okay, you got it. We all have words that we use as crutches to help us navigate from one thought to the next or deal with uncomfortable silences. My initial understanding prior to doing the Toastmasters was that most people mix and match the most common fillers frequently into their conversations. However, after having watched a number of my own speech recordings and observed others in our club speaking consistently, I now know the truth. We each have our own pet filler words that slow up, and when they show up with remarkable consistency, now we have a problem. Nearly every time that people speak, there's going to be some feedback. In other words, there are people in the audience that are counting two six you knows. It's never like this. The trip was miserable, and it's easy. People get a little irritated after maybe the first one or two. But if it's a consistent habit, now you need to be thinking, how can I go about correcting these verbal tics? My advice would be to observe yourself speaking as much as possible. One option is to have a friend or a family member observe you giving a speech. This way, you can have it in their head, and if they can record it and video it, now you have something to go back on. We also, in this time of COVID, are using a lot of Zoom conferences. People pick that up a lot, whether you're doing an interview, a business conference, or if it's a family gathering. We need to cut down, if it's our turn, to be in front of the room to do it right. Another thing, two ways to speak successfully. A concern I have heard from a number of my friends on what they have heard people in front of the room do. And they're thinking it's part of the formula when you do speak in front of people. In other words, they think organizations like a Toastmasters will turn into something that's corporate cookie cutter 1950s, and the audience wouldn't enjoy it. Thankfully, I can say to you that this has definitely not been my experience. While there's no science behind it, my own theory is that there are two types of speakers, and typically those speakers will be judged on two specific items. Those items we'll talk about on the next video. Once again, Brandon Hardison, President of Champion Strategies, with some public speaking tips for you. You go out and you make it a champion day.